Omo, Nigeria is out of the World Cup playoffs. We are disappointed. But I want to ask you, what do you think was the problem? Let us know down below in the comments. We are here to react to the game and also tell you the things we saw that Nigeria did wrongly in the game, because they could have easily won this game when the whistle just went. Exactly the time they even scored the goal, I believed they could have won that game. But then after scoring, what happened? Nigeria were different. All of a sudden, Congo became a better team than Nigeria. But then, guys, let me hear from you. What happened? What went wrong? Tanana, let's talk about the game. First of all, Nigeria are out. Regular time, 90 minutes, it was 1-1. It went to extra time. No goals there. It went to penalty shootout. Guess what? Nigeria were beaten on penalties. What do you think went wrong?
Went wrong. Everything went wrong.
From start to finish?
I think from minute 20, because they scored the 2 minutes as we wanted them to.
Yeah, to score.
And you realize that Congo came out of their shell and they came forward. And right after that, within I think 20th minute, they had a wonderful chance. Lookman created a wonderful chance and they missed it. It was a miscommunication between
Ndidi and Chukwueze.
And that was the only chance Nigeria created in the whole game. 120 minutes, nothing more. They were just disjointed. I didn't know whether they forgot that they were playing their qualifiers and what. And this proves to me that Osimhen, Nigeria is a one-man team.
It's true.
That's why sometimes when we praising Osimhen, we don't overhype him. Today you saw his importance. Immediately he left in he didn't come back. That's all.
No matter who was brought in that game,
everything
no one was able to fill in the shoes of Osimhen.
You see, this was the reason why I wanted the coach to bring Paul Onuachu, because he was on form. Aroko Dari was not on form. It showed in the game. He was just he couldn't even stand his ground.
You know the problem with Aroko Dari? He lacked physicality.
Look at his stature.
There was no presence. He was in the game but did not pose any kind of presence as compared to what Victor Osimhen would have given you in that game. No presence.
That's why sometimes I'm saying that when a player is on form, it's always unpredictable. Based on form, Paul Onuachu should have been in this squad, whether you like it or not, because he was on form.
The thing is, he's not in this squad. So I really don't want to be like, what if? This is the squad. This particular squad were capable enough to have qualified, even with or without Paul Onuachu. I felt like the biggest problem with the Super Eagles is that they don't find a way to win games without Victor Osimhen.
They don't even play well.
They don't even play well. They don't create chances.
Nothing.
And today's game, it boiled down to midfield. Let me tell you this, they lost that midfield battle, and that was the end of
the second half. From the beginning, from the blast of the whistle in the second half to the end of the game to penalties, nothing. Everything was disintegrated. Let's be frank, you watch the game like we do. Can you even come to the comment section and write a minute that you realize that I created one chance?
In the second half, from the second half to the end of
the game, nothing. They did nothing. Even the goal they scored was a deflection. As we said, shoot from afar, because Congo will be sitting deep. And they got the first goal. And luckily enough, Lookman created a wonderful chance. That goal would have buried the game off, because I told you, scoring an early goal against a team who is going to play a low block. So if first half you realize it, Congo were defending with a 5-4-1. You understand? And Nigeria were attacking with a 4-4-2. But I don't know, in the second half, everything just went, because Osimhen didn't come back in the second half. Everything about Nigeria just went dead. Now they were just there, they defended. Now the game swapped. It was like Nigeria was Congo and Congo was Nigeria, because they were just attacking Nigeria, attacking. The only thing is Congo didn't create any chance attacking.
Yeah.
That was why the game went to penalties. If they had created chances, they would have buried it, because they scored from their one chance they created.
I feel like they also created pretty much good chances.
It was just half chances.
No, they scored 2 goals that were disallowed.
No fouls.
But they were disallowed. So I felt like,
if you don't foul someone, you can't score.
No, but at least it went in.
I know, but you see, the goals were not clear chance, because it was the first goal, they hit the goalkeeper before the player was able to play the ball to the net. That was it. The goalkeeper caught the ball, and so they didn't create any better chances.
You are not giving them credit enough. They created chances, because since Maile came in, the chances Maile had, even let's talk about the last chance they even had.
That ball,
that header. Mwabali alone.
No, that boy, Steve, we wanted to lambast Mwabali, but
That save alone.
That save and his heroics in the penalty have made us just kept quiet.
I think
because if you have a goalkeeper in a penalty shootout and can save 2 balls and use professionals who go and play this type of penalties, it means that what we said in the video, they didn't listen at all. We told you.
We said penalties.
This is a
for penalties.
See, Congo showed that they came to the game and they are ready to take the game to penalties. Because remember when the game was going to the end, they substituted the goalkeeper.
That moment, the coaches should have known that they were just prepared for penalties. And you ask every Nigerian, who is your best penalty taker? They mention Trustekon. So why didn't the coach make that decision?
To bring Trustekon.
You know the problem with this whole penalty situation? The first penalty taker, once you don't score, you kill everyone. Like you put pressure on everyone who is coming next. And thank God, Nwabali was up to the task today, but still.
Who is the Sami Ajayi?
Ajayi
is John Mensah is role model or what? Look at some penalty he went to play. As if you're not a penalty taker with technique. You don't play this type of thing. You don't go and stand closer to the ball because you don't have technique. And you indirectly you have shown the goalkeeper the direction. That's what one of the easier penalty keepers on the day was what Sami Ajayi did.
What of Moses Simon?
Simon there.
He came into the game, no impact.
They shouldn't have even called him crab. With this performance he did in the 2 games against Gabon and what he did against DR Congo. See, he was a ghost in both games. To score a penalty and elevate yourself to look at what the penalty you went and play as a professional footballer.
That was a straight ball. The keeper didn't even.
With no technique. See, look out. JK or that was Chidera. Look at the penalty he played. He played a straight ball, but he played with technique. You understand? So the keeper moved and but you just went and stand there and just do your leg like.
You know my problem. My problem I've always been asking is: did Nigeria really train for penalties?
They didn't train.
It looked like they didn't train because if they had trained, every single player who was come to play that penalty would be up to task. But it looked like. All of a sudden, the moment it was penalty, that was when they did the selection.
They were playing weak penalties. The penalties were very, very weak.
No direction, no precision.
You have a goalkeeper who can save you 2 balls in the penalty. Man, if you trade for penalty, you have a goalkeeper who can save you 2 in the first 5. I tell you that you are gone. Meaning they didn't train for penalty. You will not come and sit down and sugarcoat anything. They didn't train for penalties.
Honestly,
what they displayed shows that they didn't train for penalties.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm disappointed because I felt like Nigeria should have understood the assignment. In that game, it would look like Congo wanted to go to the World Cup more than Nigeria.
Because everything
no sense of urgency, no intensity, no awareness. The only person who was doing so well in that game was Benjamin Frederick. He was the only thing good one to write about.
They disappointed that guy. That guy has given 150%.
And Nwabali ended that game so well. Did penalty saves.
Because he did some 1 or 2 things that he wanted to lambast him. But because of what he did in the ending of the game, we will give him his credit. Because to have a goalkeeper.
Look, Chanana, let's even talk about what they even considered.
Look at this.
Iwobi was dispossessed. It happens in games.
In the center
line.
So there's no cause for alarm.
Sami Ajayi, that's where my problem is. You know a ball is coming on you. Why don't you close the gap? You allow Elia to enter into that box, pass the ball to Bakambu.
And Sami Ajayi did the wrong closing of Bakambu. And allowed Bakambu to
cross the ball.
And he was not aware.
Lack of awareness. So the 18-yard ball, you should have just cleared it anywhere.
He wanted to stop the ball before, but before he realized the ball, Elias gotten a yard ahead of him and scored the goal.
This game was just a game of
Benjamin Frederick would have
done a better job
than he would have aggressive enough to close Bakambu because where
Benjamin Frederick was,
because Sami Ajayi came to replace Benjamin Frederick and so that position Benjamin Frederick would have been the one to go and he was going hard. That was closing him enough to prevent Bakambu from playing that ball.
But one thing I noticed was that even Benjamin Frederick is that right back. They were not able to. Bakambu and Elia, they were changing positions.
They were doubling up. Still,
they were trying, but it wasn't working.
Sometimes 2 players would go there just to disrupt the flow of the game. But still, Benjamin Frederick was on his game.
He was the only only good thing in that game for Nigeria, honestly, I'm shocked.
No player came.
I'm surprised. I'm disappointed in the performance.
We expected more on this particular day.
The expectation.
This was the last. That's why we were complaining that whatever you do on this day will determine whatever you've done so far. But whatever you have done, everything has gone through the window.
Nigeria played so poorly. Like from the second half, it was as if
nothing.
It was as if Congo were playing at home. Like they understood their assignment. They wanted it more. They were pressing. They were scoring. What this is? You see, we're watching the game, and I told you, Nigeria are not pressing. I don't know if
they were not pressing.
The only person was pressing was Osimhen in the first half. Finish.
Congo was building from the back,
and no one pressed.
Even in the first half, they built. Almost all their balls they were building from the back. No
one was pressing.
So they equalized and continued till halftime.
No one was pressing. Yes, Onyeka scored. Onyeka scored a goal. It was deflected. Fine, he scored a goal. I felt like his addition was good. But today, that midfield wrong. And let me add this: Chukwueze and Ademola Lookman, big disappointment today. If I don't say it, I won't be happy. Both of them, look, it was as if they did not understood the assignment today.
That was the reason why I was against his approach to leaving Atlanta. That is the reason why he has not picked his form yet, because he didn't do preseason. He didn't play, went in Portugal and other things. It was after the season had gone on. You need preseason to pick your form. What is happening to the same thing happening to Isaac. You see how both of them are suffering. That is how football is. So sometimes you can't cheat nature when it comes to football. In this aspect, if you don't do preseason and things, it will really affect you. And this is what, because Lookman is a big player. The current African football is Lookman. So it will be difficult for the coach to look at Lookman and put him on the bench. You understand? But your his input has been suspect. Apart from the game, the first half against Gabon, that he played very well. The whole game, the only thing he did good was the chance he created. That was all. Nothing. He was just using the ball. They were not pressing enough. Only Osimhen was pressing enough, was doing everything.
Pressing is coordinated.
You know where he pulled up? I'm sure it was a tie injury, because one ball, the goalkeeper wanted to build from the back, and he overstretched. So when he stretched, I told myself, this guy that I know him, sometimes Osimhen has niggling thigh injuries and things. So he stretched, and I see that he hit his leg, and I said, this guy maybe, before I realized second he didn't count. And I realized that that stretch, because he stretched enough to carry.
We need to address this. Tolu Arokudari, Ako Adams, those two forwards, I was hoping they would have done a better job, but they disappointed.
Because of the company.
I'm not blaming them fully. I'm going to blame them 50% for how they performed. You see that midfield?
Yeah, there were
no supplies.
They were just playing long balls.
The midfield was dead. So you notice, since they can't play through the middle, then they have to rely on long balls or through their flanks, either through the wings, the right or the left, and it was not working.
See, Nigeria couldn't even string 5 passes together.
Oh yeah, they couldn't.
It was very bad.
It was so bad. Like this is the poorest I've seen Nigeria.
Oh yeah.
But guys,
this is the poorest, and this was the most important game. And you end up playing like this.
Let's hear from you. What do you think went wrong? Let's hear from you.
The game against Gabon, the second half was bad, but they came to rectify that in
extra time.
But this one, the extra time was even badder than the second half.
No chance, like it was like
the whole game they created just one chance from Lookman. That was chance, and it was a miscommunication between Ndidi and Chukwueze. That was the only thing. Everything they were just playing boom, bim, bam, hoping for something to happen.
So guys, let's end on this last topic. What does this mean for Nigeria? Because obviously they are not going to this World Cup in 2026.
They should concentrate on the AFCON. That is the only way they can appease their fans, by winning the AFCON.
Yep.
So now they have given themselves a lot of pressure by winning. Because if you have qualified for the World Cup, at least the fans would have been at least happy with whatever happens in the AFCON match.
It could have been an easy one.
But to disappoint the fans like this, now they have missed 2 straight World Cups. So the only thing you can do for the fans is to appease them by winning the AFCON. So the onus lies on them to appease the fans by winning the AFCON. They don't have a choice. We won't take any excuse from them.
Right.
They have to win the AFCON. Okay. Otherwise, they will hear it from us.
So guys, I'm going to say this. Look, they really disappointed in this game. There is no way to sugarcoat this. I was shocked. I was surprised with the way Congo played. I'm going to give them their flowers. They played a very good game. They had a plan A, a plan B
plan C.
a plan C. Bringing in a goalkeeper last minute, that was excellent. That I felt like the coaches from Nigerian side did not do well, because if you know you are taking the game into penalties, trust me, you would want your best penalty takers on the pitch by then. So for me, what is next for Nigeria is, look, you are not going to the World Cup. Most of your players by 2030, most of them will leave. Start preparing for the future. The preparation should start from now.
Yeah.
Try and win the AFCON. Start preparing for the next World Cup, because what is happening is bad. It is so bad, and I'm really disappointed. I'd have wished it have been different.
Man, you see, our demeanor tells you we are disappointed.
Bro, I mean, disappointed. I'm shocked. Like, I wasn't expecting Congo to. Like, Congo they had the F-13.
They have a free deal.
They had the F-13 to attack Nigeria.
They were attacking relentlessly. They were just attacking.
To the extent that one Bissaka was in the 18-yard box, was attempting what? A scissor kick.
Now he was occupying the free space.
Jesus!
Just half spaces were occupied by one Bissaka.
Look,
Because
guys. Oh, no, it is finished. So, guys, we are going to end it here. Let us know. Oh, we are in battle.
We are in battle. This world, we are in battle.
Look, so guys, we are going to end it here. Let us know your thoughts about the game. What you think went wrong. How Nigeria can, recover from all this. Let us know down below in the comments. Thanks for joining us. My name is Adam. You can call me Ebuka. I did this video with Chanana.
Today, Chinedu, I'm not in the video.
You're not in the building. You are not happy. You are not happy at all. So we'll make sure to bring you ratings from each of these players, the way they performed. We are going to take player by player and explain it in our next video. So thank you very much for watching. We'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go bye.